How would you like to achieve your first million? And today we have Matthew, which is a coach, a mentor specializing in technology and productivity with AI. So Matthew, tell us, what are the 5 steps to make your first million?
Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and wisdom of how they sold their first million.
Yeah. Oh, man. Well, listen, I want to be, first of all, just want to say thank you for having me on the show. It's going to be a lot of fun. I love your energy. And man, the stuff that you're putting out there, it's helping a lot of people. And I can tell, like, you've got a heart to give back and you want to help people get to the next level. So I'm just grateful to be here, number one.
Thank you.
And the other thing that I'm going to say is, there are a lot of steps that you could take, right? There are a lot of ways to get there. And so I think, like, people who have achieved that mark, they're going to give that answer, and I will in my own personal experience. Right. So by experience, I've learned a lot, man, like, and a little bit of background context. I'm the type of guy that, just jumps off a building, and I'll figure it out on the way down.
Welcome to the club. Welcome to the club.
That's good, man. Yeah. So I was a global associate trainer with John Maxwell for a number of years.
Oh, wow.
And trained leaders all across the globe: India, Cuba, Dominican Republic, Latin America, Asia. I was all over the place. Trained thousands of leaders. And that's one of the things he always said. He said, jump first and then build your wings on the way down.
Wow.
And figure that out.
Brilliant.
So, yeah, incredibly powerful, concept to live by. But so for me, in my experience, in my journey, here's what I've learned. And I'm going to couch this, probably a lot of our conversation is going to be couched under, the umbrella of this book, which is my latest one, The LinkedIn Advantage, that I wrote with my friend and mentor, Tony Geary. So I've learned a lot from Tony. Tony's written 100 books. He's been the coach to the CEO of Walmart, Sam's Club, Chrysler, American Airlines, all these major companies. And so I've learned a lot from guys like him. So, I mean, I got to say, like, first of all, probably the most powerful value that you can approach life with is having high quality relationships. Number one. So step number one, surround yourself with people that are and have been where you want to go. Number one. And you're going to get there faster. So, there's a lot to unpack there, right? Like, some people feel like, well, I can never go and start and strike up a conversation or start a relationship with somebody who's a multi-millionaire or a billionaire, right? What do I possibly have to offer? How could I, why would they want to be my friend, right? So surround yourself with people that are where you want to be. Which leads me to number 2, other principle that is going to help you get there is become a person of value, right? So you have to be somebody who identify valuable people and become a person of value yourself, right? So how do you become a person of value? How do you become attractive to somebody who is a billionaire or a millionaire or perceivably already has it all? Well, I'll tell you something. Here's the reality. In our economy and all over the world, all the time, there's this thing called technology that is constantly changing. It is constantly changing. And if you can be somebody who understands the opportunities, how to identify the opportunities and apply the right opportunities, people that are successful and on that level, those high achievers, they also they're at the front, right? They're the ones that open the doors to opportunities, but they also know that their ability to capitalize on those opportunities is dependent upon the understanding and identifying those right opportunities. So I've been the guy for a number of years who has, I talk to people all the time that are innovating. They're creating cool technology and software, and they're changing so many dynamics about how we do business. And so my people of influence and value know, man, Matt always knows what's happening in software. Matt always knows what's happening in AI. He's the LinkedIn guy. Matt's the AI guy. And so I'm a person of value because of the skills that I have, right? And so number 1, identify high value relationships. Number 2, become a person of value by identifying opportunities and becoming skilled in a certain area. I would say number 3, develop a clear value proposition, right? Who are you? How memorable are you? We're in every single industry, the tendency is to default towards commoditization, Okay. All industries eventually arrive at a point of saturation and commoditization. What does that mean? Coaches and consultants, a leadership coach. There's a billion leadership coaches. But what makes you, if you're a coach, different than all the other ones? It's the same thing. Yesterday, I was talking to amazing opportunity, billion dollar company. I happened to meet them because the owner is a deacon in my best friend's church, and I met them and I talked to them, and they're in the commodities. They manufacture cleaning products, personal hygiene products with alcohol, ethanol. And so they came to us. I had a conversation, and they're like, "Matt, we want to launch our own products, but we're in a commoditized industry like hand sanitizer. How do you stand out in a $1.6 billion industry like hand sanitizer? It's all about positioning. So how are you positioning your brand, yourself in the marketplace? Your positioning can either attract people or repel people.
Absolutely.
And either one is good. We as human beings, we like to be liked and we don't like to be disliked. And we tend to default towards the likability side of things. The problem with that is everybody wants to be liked. And when you try to present yourself as likable, you end up being vanilla. Nobody wants to work with someone who is like everybody else.
Absolutely.
So you have to be able to draw a line in the sand and say, this is what I believe in. This is who I am. And this is my mission. If that
whoever
resonates,
like you will follow you. Whoever doesn't,
that's it. And that's okay. Because you know what? There's 8 billion people on the planet.
Look at Apple, how well they're doing, right?
Yes, exactly. That's right. Because they position themselves as a market as minimalistic, high technology, innovative, like all of those things. And people, they gravitate towards Apple. They
don't care. If somebody if you like them, you like them. If you don't like them, they are okay with it.
That's okay.
They produce things for people that they like what they do, and they just only focus on that type of people, right?
Yeah, that's it. Absolutely. So, know your market, know who you are and who you want to do business with, and just, position yourself in the market that way. And that's going to help you, right? So, identify high value relationships, become a person of value. Number 3, position yourself in the market, which leads us to number 4. And I would say, build your brand, right? Positioning of your brand. Who are you? But consistently build that. How do we do that? We do that through content, and I would say, man, like today, everything is content. Literally everything is content. We're here having a conversation, and this is content. It's all content. It is all content. Your conversation with your kids in the car, content. Your conversation with your wife, content. Your conversation with your clients, the experiences that you have, high or low, good or bad, it doesn't matter. All of it is content. And if we can just look at the world from that mindset and say, all of my experiences, number 1, are valuable. All of my experiences are relatable to somebody. So now our job then is to consistently and continuously share those experiences with other people. Okay. Facts tell, stories sell. What is your story? If you have high quality relationships, you're a person of value, you know how you position in the marketplace. Now, number 4, your job is just continuously tell your story and your experiences. And that's going to resonate with so many different people. So those are a couple things. And then, probably like, number 5, I mean, it's impossible to become a millionaire, unless you do this. And it's look for what are the problems, be a problem solver, right? And I heard this years ago, it's always stuck with me. The bigger the problem, the bigger the payday, right? Yeah, the bigger potential payday. So if you're somebody who knows how to find,
if you solve $1 billion problem, you become a billionaire, right?
It really is as simple as that. It is as simple as that. And to solve those big problems, nobody can do it alone. They need to find a team, and they need to find people around them. So identify the problem, identify problems, be aware of problems, and be somebody who can solve that. And yeah, the bigger the problem, like the bigger potential payday. I mean, that's it. So those are 5 ways, and you can apply those to any industry.
Absolutely. And I love them. Yeah. And I was responding in one of them, Maddi, I think that this what you share right now to become a person of value, yeah? And sometimes even you have a dream, yeah? So I have this dream that I want to become speaker, yeah? guess what? Okay, nobody's gonna hire a speaker that doesn't know how to pronounce English very good like me, because my Spanish is my first language. Actually, looking chubby, bald. Who wants this guy on the stage? Nobody, you know. So I'm going
Yeah.
there
Oh
trying
my.
to find speaking gigs. I'm saying, man, this is gonna be tough. You know, who wants? Nobody wants Harry, right? So then I say, okay,
Yeah.
fine. I'm gonna do my own events there because they're not hiring me to speak. So for me to do my speeches, I had to create my own events. And guess what happened? All the millionaires and all the billionaires
Yeah.
were coming because they want to be speakers at my event, and I end up surrounded by them, even without even, by accident, you can say, like it was like the need.
Yeah.
However, if you actually put in a strategy, which is just what you just shared, because by
Yeah.
accident I become a person of value to them, And I'm thinking we have billionaires, that we have people that take the personal plane from other countries, land the plane in London, speak at our events, and come back and leave. Can you imagine
Yeah.
that this happened
Yeah.
to me? I'm like, how this guy, this billionaire, he coming, taking his own personal plane to come to my event, to speak at my event, and go back, right? So,
Mhm.
but if you do have the strategy, right, and you become a person of value, exactly like you said with the LinkedIn, right? If somebody know, okay,
Mm.
Matthew is the guy for the AI and for LinkedIn, man, everybody that is a millionaire, billionaire, they understand the power of the type of leads that you can get from the platform LinkedIn, because everybody in business is there. Um, for me, by
Yes,
far,
correct.
it's the platform to be if you're in business, and also, the AI world that is saving thousands and thousands and increasing productivity. And this is the next question I want to ask you, Matthew, is,
Yep.
in your opinion, how do you see? I mean, before the broadcast, we were talking. In my opinion, you see, if a small business, especially in
Yep.
United States or United Kingdom, yeah, if the small business owner don't start to embrace AI, they are
Yep.
gonna be soon out of business, because the game is raising up, and even these big companies are using AI, are using productivity tools. And now, if you are a small business, you are a coffee shop, or you are a printer, or a barber, and then you're there in the high street, and you're not using these productivity tools to run your business, you're gonna get out of the question. A big change is gonna replace you like that. You don't even going to know what happened. Why somebody comes and they
Yep.
can afford more rent, and they can have more clients, and so on. So, Matthew, what advice do you have, or what message do you have for the entrepreneurs out there that say, well, this I don't know, it sounds complex, I don't want to learn. No, I can do it in my own way. So, what advice do you have for these
Yeah.
people? What message?
Yeah, well, I mean, I could absolutely say a lot. There's some maybe some quotes and statistics that might resonate with people, and I've had to memorize these because I say them all the time, but here's the deal, like AI agents, they can save you about 2.5 hours per employee per day. So that's
And that's a fact.
300 hours.
That's a fact.
And that's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. Yes. 300 or more hours per employee per year. That means they're spending currently all of their time doing things that can absolutely be automated or replaced with AI, right? It's crazy. And business owners, they really need to think about it from this perspective. Number one, it's not going away. This is like the dawn of the internet. Like you can either
100%.
get on board, and the early adopters always win, and they win big. They win the biggest. So the earlier you can jump on new technology, the faster you're going to win. Number two, you have to think of AI as a tool, right? There's a lot of, people have a scarcity mindset, and to be honest, like I've got ideas, but I don't really know where the heck this is going, right? In 5, 10, 20 years, some people believe that it's gonna, it's replacing jobs. Like it could possibly, completely take over industries, and in certain ways it is. I mean, but this
Yes.
is nothing new. You look at Canva, right? Canva, it completely displaced the entire graphic design industry. And now everybody can be a graphic designer. Like software did that. But, AI now has the ability to think not only at a human level, but even beyond a human level. So what are the implications of that? I don't really know, but I do know this one thing: you can't ignore it.
If
You got to figure
if
out.
you're not in the game, you're gonna be out of the game. And you can say, well, Matthew,
Yeah.
Matthew, I don't know, because if promoting these AI tools, then it's gonna be less job. Well, let me tell you something. It's not gonna be no jobs if your business collapse. Gonna be zero jobs for everybody,
That's correct.
including the.
That's correct. Exactly.
So it's not about
Exactly.
you
Yeah.
want to reduce the job. It's like it's not. If the business collapse, then it's no job for anybody, right?
No. Yeah, exactly. And look, and this goes back to, principle number 2, be a person of value. You want to know what's incredibly valuable right now? Somebody that understands AI and can help business
I
owners.
agree 100% with you. I agree.
Make sense of
100%
it.
with you.
That's it. That's my conversation all the time. Like, Matt, I don't even know what I should be thinking about AI. I don't even know where to even start. Well, here, let me help you. Number 1, that person over there that's answering the phones at your front desk, we can replace that manual task by building an AI voice assistant. Let them handle the phone. What does that mean? Is she out of a job? No, it means she can focus on higher level, high value.
I agree
tasks.
100%. I agree 100%.
Right?
AI is not replacing jobs. The thing is that the people that are gonna win, and if you want to keep your job, you have to learn how to use those tools to produce more in your actual job.
Yep.
That's the end
That's
of
correct.
it. Then you're not gonna
Yep.
lose your job. Yeah.
Yep.
The only way you're gonna lose
exactly.
your job is you don't learn about this technology. And if you don't know, you see, Matthew can explain you. Yeah. I bet that he can explain you anything related to AI. So
Oh, yeah.
it does.
Oh,
You are here exactly. If you're here listening to this podcast, and you are in a call center, right? And you worry that AI will replace your job. Okay, write to Matthew. Look, I'm concerned.
Yeah.
I'm concerned. You're not gonna be replaced. And Matthew can tell you, look, let me show you how you will never gonna be replaced. You can learn how to
That's
use
correct.
software that do exactly your tasks 100 times more effectively. And when everybody comes and say, okay, we are replaced by AI, I say, well, except me, because I know how to use the platform that can do all this.
Exactly.
So
That's correct. Yeah. And let me
you're gonna be out of job, right?
That's correct. That's correct. Yeah, exactly. Yes. And let me give a couple like easy takeaways for your listeners so they know, exactly like here's an action step. Okay. Number 1, your meetings, all of your meetings, if you're, talking to clients or you're doing sales meetings or, whatever, if you're on a Zoom, everybody's Zooming nowadays, right? Like we spend all of our time in Zoom calls. If you're on Zoom calls or Google Meet, whatever, make sure every single one is recorded. Record all of them. You have to look at everything as data. Everything is now data. And the more data you have of you, the easier it's going to be for you to do all the other things and make decisions that are really important. Okay. So like the book, for instance. All right. So I wrote this book. It's incredibly valuable. It's great. It's great prose. Like the writing is very good. And I wrote this in 30 hours. How did I write this in 30 hours? I've been wanting to write books for years. But it was too expensive. And, I looked at hiring a book coach and they're like, yeah, it's going to be like $30,000 for them to write the book for me. And I'm like, no. So I did it myself because technology caught up to it and I figured it out. So if you have, and it was so easy for me to write that because I had so much recorded content. I had hours and hours and hours of conversations like this. And so I took all of those transcripts. And I have massive amounts of transcripts of me doing training calls, consultation calls, sales calls, internal calls with my team, all of that stuff. And then I can give it to a great writing tool like Claude AI. Give it to Claude. Don't use ChatGPT for writing. Claude is better. So you can create a custom project in Claude. We hear of custom GPTs. You can have a project in Claude. Give it that knowledge. Okay, AI is only as good as 2 things: the data or the knowledge that it has, and your ability to talk to it. If you're frustrated with what AI is giving you, it's because of those 2 things. You have a problem with one of those 2. So everything now becomes transcripts and data you can give to AI, right? So use Claude for that, record all of your calls, and then think through, especially as business owners. And, we were talking earlier about how do you make your first million, positioning. Man, I spend a lot of time talking to coaches, consultants, and business owners about positioning. And sometimes, I don't really know, man. Like, how should I position myself? Everybody should come up with and identify what's your secret sauce. What do you do in your way that gets your ideal clients from A to B that nobody else can do? Everybody has that. We have our own unique process. We have our own unique story, and it becomes like your position. The most powerful thing you can create comes from the combination of those two things: your origin story and your process, combined with the personas that you're reaching. So let me give you an example. You think of, I came up with my process, the LinkedIn Advantage book. I wrote all of that with AI. I created an assessment from that. And from the assessment, if you take it, you go to linkedinpowerscore.com. You take that assessment that I used AI to help me brainstorm. That's my assessment. I trademarked the name LinkedIn Power Score. LinkedIn doesn't like that. We're still talking about it, but it's okay. I've spun out a couple other things like the authority triangle. Okay. And the authority triangle, like, ooh, that sounds really good. What is that? Can you show me the triangle? Like that positioning sounds different, right? That's my own language about my own process. Well, the authority triangle is three things. It's presence, positioning, and pipeline. Like that's my signature framework. Well, how do you create that? If you have enough content and data, you can brainstorm with AI to come up with your own framework. Like it's incredibly powerful. So those are like some simple things. Start there, start there, go back to square one, be recording your calls and your content, use that to come up with your own positioning and your own framework. And then number three, from a marketing perspective, here's the magic of what that really does, is it allows you to create some really powerful and valuable lead magnets. Okay, lead magnets. Top of funnel. If you're like, Matt, everybody wants more customers. Matt, help me get more customers, more clients. Well, how are you attracting them? If you have a great lead magnet, you'll be able to attract them easier because you're giving them the appetizer in the food court. Hey, do you want to try this? It's really good. And you're like, sure, it's free. Let me try it. Oh, that's delicious. Can I have the full meal? Right? So you can create really good lead magnets. And then from there, then you can nurture them and they go on down the funnel all the way through into where they eventually buy your product. So just some fundamentals and principles of marketing that can help business owners win, all kind of powered and augmented by AI. It's super cool.
And in the end, Matthew, I think that you shared something really powerful that that our audience need to know, because the AI have these two pieces. Okay, number one, exactly, the engine itself. But the engine, it doesn't need, it's not only that, right? It needs a database to learn from. Yeah, it's like a kid. If you teach the kid wrong things,
Totally.
It's going to do wrong things. If you teach the kid good things, it's going to do good things. Yeah. So that's why I know that your book is amazing, because exactly the process that you described. I say, I took my data, I took my interviews, I took my content, and I use this AI tool to write the book for me. So now the book is good, but the book is not good because ChatGPT or because of the tool. The book is good because it's using your own data, and you clearly know what you're talking about. Therefore, it's presenting your knowledge in a different way. Makes sense? So this is the secret. The databases, right? The better content. And let's talk about this, Matthew, because it's all about, in business right now, people think like, okay, there is the normal approach that people have for business. Okay, I develop a product and I go out and sell it. Yeah. Well, then now it's completely different ball game. If you are in business right now, you want to start a business, step number one should be build the community, and step number two, develop some products that you can share with this community and ask them, hey, would you like this product? Would you like to pay for it? How would you like this product? How much you're willing to pay? Yeah. And then you get the feedback, and then you give the product to that community. Yeah. However, the biggest piece of all this is for you to build the community, you need high quality content. Yeah. Without this piece, it's gonna be very difficult to build the community. Yeah. So how AI can help people in business to because let me tell you, people in business that use this dynamic that I described to you right now, they can take out anybody, even if they have 50 years, 100 years of experience in the high street. A kid with 20 years old, if they start to create high quality content, they build the community, and they decide to launch a product to that community. that that compete with the old way 50, 100 years, 200 years, whatever, that's been there from generations, and that kid can swipe out this business in a minute and nobody will even understand what happened, right? So
Yeah.
so Matthew,
Yeah.
what is your idea, or what advice do you have for entrepreneurs out there, how they can create what we call a high quality content, which is gonna be the main element to build that community that is gonna that's it. This is your bank. This is
Yeah.
your build. If
Yeah.
you hit high quality content and you put it out there again and again and again, that's it. Number one,
Yeah.
you will build your community. Number two, exactly what you described. Now you have AI tools that can feed from that good quality content, which is good, and can produce book, can produce product, feeding that. So that's the secret. So
Exactly.
how we do it, man?
Yeah.
Tell us.
Yeah. So there's a principle that I teach in the book called the content domino. And the content domino is essentially start with long form content first, of course. And most of us, like, now we know that, like, let me start like this, what we're doing right now. Like, we can chop this up into a lot of different pieces of content. I take it a little bit step further. So in the content domino, thinking through long-term strategy, also long form content. There's some great tools that can chop that all up. But how can we accomplish multiple things, hence the domino, at the same time instead of just creating content, which is still helpful and valuable? And the way that we can do that and leverages LinkedIn is so think through who owns your audience? Okay, ask yourself that question. Who currently has trust with an audience of your ideal clients? And now we're entering a conversation about collaboration and leverage. Okay. If you can find who else is serving your target market and approach them and say, hey, I think we're better together than we are apart.
Absolutely.
And here's the quote. I'm writing a book and you seem to be an expert in. I'd love to have a quote from you on, whatever topic that might be. Can we hop on a Zoom call and record some content? So you can do that on LinkedIn and create a list of all these like top level decision makers and leaders in the industries, top voices on LinkedIn, and put a campaign together with a software platform that I built called LeadStorm AI, which automates all of that. But you can find, who are those key circles of influence, and then approach them and say, hey, I want to write a book. And they'd be like, number one, oh, wow, thanks. You want to write a book about me? Give me a quote. That feels really good. Number two, you're actually now empowering me to create content myself for my audience in creating that. So now they're going to feel a little bit more inclined to share with their audience. So it starts the conversation off on the right foot. It builds the relationship. It also allows both of you to create content that you can share with your communities. And then if you keep that cycle, rinse and repeat, and it's going to help you get so much further ahead than if you were to write just a book by yourself. Not that there's anything wrong with that. A lot of people do it, and you could do the research yourself and quote them. It's better to engage them in the process, because then they're going to feel like they're a part of it, right? Engage them, ask them questions. Hey, I did some research and I found out this, or I saw in the news that this happened as it relates to my book or our industry. What do you think? Is this good or bad? Do you agree, disagree? Right? Start those conversations and relationships. They're going to be tremendously helpful for you. One of the most, and this principle, by the way, of collaboration and leverage, this is what allowed me to, I got to six figures like very quickly when I launched my marketing agency by this principle. I looked for who can I collaborate with and offer a way to both of us build our brands and reach our audience. And I'll give you an example. So I've got a very good friend I met in 2019 through LinkedIn. He ended up becoming one of the groomsmen at my wedding. And his name's Kevin Hodes. He runs a company called Swipe It, nationwide payment processing company. And I love collaborating with him because why? He makes his money when his clients process payments. And I run a marketing company, which hopefully helps companies increase their revenue. So if they're increasing revenue and he's processing more payments,
Absolutely.
It's a win-win-win. It's a win-win-win for everybody, that's involved in that. Tony, he calls that the elegant solution. It's a triple win, right? So that's great for him. He sent me a lot of business. I've sent him a lot of business. It's a win-win-win for everybody. Another great collaborator that I've found over the years, and nobody talks about this, it's professional sports teams. Professional sports teams, if you're working with business owners, what do they want to get in front of? Most people think pro sports teams, they think ticket sales. No. There's an entirely different side of the industry, and that's premium sales. Premium sales is, you see a Nike check mark on my jacket here. Premium sales is sponsorship, partnership deals, group ticket sales, suites, courtside tickets, media, partnerships. If they, and you could go semi-pro, you could go all the way to the pro, every major market or even minor market has like minor sports teams. They're all looking for business owners because they want the business owners to promote their company in the stadium, on the jerseys, in the commercials and stuff like that. They want to do those deals. So then I'm like, light bulb moment. Cool. We both want to go after the same people. What do you have and what do I have? You have an experience. You've got a suite. You've got tickets. That's cool. Can you give me a suite? Maybe can you give me a few courtside tickets? I'm gonna put people in that room or in those seats that you can have a conversation with about doing like a sponsorship or partnership deal. Like, oh, that's cool. How do you do that? Well, I'm a person of value and I know how to use LinkedIn really, really well. So I'm going to put this whole campaign together and put the right butts in the right seats, people in the room, and everybody wins. Like collaboration, right? So I've done a lot of that stuff over the years, over and over and over again. And all of this, of course, like AI makes it a little bit easier to do that. And we can go back to that. And guys, if you're listening to this, download the transcript. It's going to say, hey, Matt said something. You can tell Claude, hey, Matt said something about collaboration. He gave a couple examples. Here's my company. Here's my market. And here are the clients that I want to serve. Can you come up with some ideas on collaborative, strategies that are similar to what Matt talked about?
Yeah.
And it's going to go, sure, boom, 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 boom. Here's a list. Here's some ideas. You could take it a step further and you could say, okay, what are some companies in my market and the decision makers at those companies that I could look up on LinkedIn? And it's going to give it to you. It's going to give you, it's done all the work for you. And now you can just go and reach out, put a little, like event idea together or whatever it is, and sell them on it. Why would they say no, right? You're bringing them business and you're helping yourself out.
So it's the strategic partners. I think that I always say, right, the collective effort, yes, is what the power is, right? That's why even guys, it like the difference between South America and North America is only one. That South America is the divided states, and you guys in North America are the United States, right? So
exactly.
Powerful because you are United States. South America is weak because they are divided states. So when you are in business, you need to think like a United States. Yeah, you need to think how to unite, how to do strategic partnerships. So like that, that collective effort is it can get you further faster. It's basically that this is how it is. So Matthew, so what are the
I can give you. I could give you another strategy like that. I want to give you another strategy.
Tell us.
I'll tell you, like, I'm sure a lot of your audience, speakers are leaders, right? A lot of you probably attract a lot of speakers onto your show. So speakers, and I'm sure some of them have figured this out. But another strategy that I found win really, really well is being an MC, looking for conferences that, maybe want some help. Right? Like if you can be an MC, let me tell you something. Being an MC, speakers, man, you all love being on stage. You love being on stage. You love speaking. You love the spotlight. But being the MC sometimes can be more powerful than you being the guy on stage.
Oh, absolutely.
Because back behind the stage is where you get, you know what I'm saying? You get to meet people. You get to get their numbers. You can have a conversation later on about collaboration and whatnot.
And also, Matthew, you want to be all the speakers. They all need the direct connection with the MC because everybody's worried. I'm telling you because I asked to be in MC a lot, and the reason and what I find out is that actually, if you're a speaker in an event, but you are the MC, sometimes in the speaker in a green room, you can talk with some people, but not with everybody. But if you're the MC, everybody comes and talk to you. You know why? They are very worried how you're gonna introduce them, so they all have to become your friend.
Right.
They all need to come and say, oh, let's see,
Correct.
Harry, man, you are my guy. Listen carefully. When you introduce me, I said, don't worry, man, I got you. Okay, Harry, don't forget this, don't forget. So now, all of a sudden, all the speakers, they're Harry's friend more than the friend between themselves.
Exactly. And I'll tell you another cool hack. Another cool hack if you're on stage is and this is a cool I've not seen anybody else do this, but it's a really smart hack. So your audience is getting a lot of good nuggets here today. With LeadStorm AI, what we can do is we can actually build a conversational AI bot. It's like a chat bot. We can build a conversational AI bot that has specific instructions and objectives. So when you're on stage, here's the hack. Have a slide. It should probably be your third slide. Hey, here's the topic. Here's who I am, and then hey, here's my incredibly irresistible offer. Right on that slide, you're going to say, if you're interested in having a conversation about this, I've reserved X number of seats to get exclusive deal A, and all you have to do to find out if you're a good fit and claim that, text the word pipeline to this number. And when they text that word to that number, they go into a conversation with your AI bot, who's just like a human. It's a salesperson. They're asking them questions. What's your problem? Who do you serve? How much is your lifetime value client? Blah, blah, blah. And then okay, great. Are you available on this day, this time? And then it books it for you. Fully qualifies everybody and books the meeting for you. And why that's so powerful, a lot of people I've seen, they'll put a QR code on their slide. You scan the QR code, it goes to a form, and you're going to fill out the form. Okay, that's cool. Humans hate forms. We don't like filling out forms. But if you can text, because we text people all the time, text word to number, and then that's the easiest way for you to capture the entire room. And I've done this in multiple different cities. I did an event in New York City when there was a few hundred people there, and I walked them through. I said, "Hey, you guys want to have fun right now? I'm going to teach you a cool little hack about AI. Take out your phones." They take out their phones. All right, cool. Open your messages. Okay, great. You there? Raise your hands. Yeah. Okay, great. Awesome. Type this word in there, and then I just walk them through step by step. And then I'll usually say a cheeky little joke. I said, okay, thanks so much. Now I got your credit cards. I'm going on a vacation. See you later. And people love that. But, it's just, if you walk them through that process, and man, you can get so many leads.
You have them on the phone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And they go into your CRM, right? And then it adds to a pipeline, already adds to the entire workflow, follow-up system, all that.
As soon as they prospect text, okay, this is what we call it permission to marketing. They are literally giving you permission for marketing when they sending you the text because they want to know more. Yeah. So Matthew, so what are the biggest challenge that you have with entrepreneurs that, let's say, for example, I'm on an event, I'm a speaker, and I want to implement that, and or you gave this idea, and the speaker can tell you, well, I don't know this AI, I don't understand. So what is the biggest challenge you have communicating to speakers or to entrepreneurs about the benefit of AI or how powerful it is, and how you overcoming this challenge? Because we actually, you clearly don't need the money. You clearly don't, we all need the money, but you don't know in this different position. You're offering these products because that can help them a lot. You're passionate about it, and some people can face some resistance. I'm not sure about this AI thing. I just don't get it. I'm gonna keep doing my things my own way. So how you navigate these challenges or misconception or barriers that people can have? Again, the productivity tools, which is a great, the most effective way that everybody has to be in business, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So with in sales in general, like whatever you're selling, if it's product or services, number one, if you tell a story that's relatable, they're going to get it. Right. So tell a really good story of, you or somebody who has a similar product or service or technology has solved a problem. Tell the story. Number two, what I've learned is if you can come up with playbooks, like plays in your playbook, like, hey, here's use case number one for how you, business owner, can implement this and it's going to solve your problem in this way. Right. Oh, okay. Now I can understand. It's like football, right? Soccer, football, hockey, whatever, basketball, the coach, the offensive coordinator, they have certain plays that the team runs. We know if he runs there, I throw the ball there, he's going to catch it. It's going to be a touchdown. Right. So we can do that over and over and over again, and it's going to yield the same result. It's a goal. So if you can tell business owners and, whoever you're serving, this is how you can score a goal. This is a play in my playbook of how I can help you. And then it's super easy, right? Who would say no? If the results are there, you're given a specific use case. Now it's like, oh, okay, now I get it, right? So I walked into a chiropractor's office last week. And I sat down with the chiropractor, and he offers a lot of things in his clinic, not just like chiropractic care, but weight loss and health care. This, and he's got this machine that reduces inflammation over here, and he's got all this stuff. And he's like, Matt, most of my patients, they come in for one thing, and they have no idea what else I do. I've got all these other things that I could do to help them, but they don't even know that they exist. I'm like, oh, okay. So you're telling me that if you sold every one of your patients on one other treatment, you've doubled your business. One other treatment, you've instantly doubled your business with zero marketing spend. Like, okay, so let me ask you a few questions. Do you have an intake form for your patients? Yes. Is it really detailed? Yes. Okay, cool. Do you have a list of services that you offer or treatments? Yes. Okay, cool. So here's what we can do with AI. We could build an AI agent and workflow that does this. Lead comes in, whether through an ad or whatever, they fill out an intake form and they schedule an appointment. And okay, automated email. Hey, thanks so much for filling out. We're excited to see you, when you come in for your appointment. By the way, it looks like you scheduled an appointment for this, but based on your intake form, you also listed that you struggle with this. Did you know that we have X service or treatment that solves for that? And you could automate the entire thing so that it's like a salesperson inside your business that personalizes the messaging for every single patient. It just automates the whole thing. Yeah. You can do that. And if you've never done that, what a powerful strategy. We call that a database reactivation. Yeah. So give me your spreadsheet of all of your clients. We can run it through some tools and personalize name, email, phone number, social media URL, Facebook URL, content that they've posted online, what they've been, what they've said, content they've engaged with. And we build like a row on a spreadsheet, a deep profile for each person. And then AI can look at it all and say, oh, I understand your business. I understand who they are. Let me match them to each other. So now you've identified an opportunity that they should be aware of.
And also, Matthew, with the existing clients, he can do a Christmas dinner. He can do a customer appreciation to the existing clients. Everybody comes to that party, have nothing to do with the practice. And in that party, they're going to find out everything that's going on in the clinic. And they the next day out of the party, because there's also the existing clients, they... I don't know, put them together, do a party, do something, take them to whatever you say, to the football, to the game, to the sport games, to your clients, or whatever, something that, and work with them. And also, Matthew, this to the existing clients also, when they're doing one treatment, they can go also to the same process. You can give an automatic things, right? So for new clients, but also for the existing, right? If they can go to this process, now it's also sitting in the gold mine, because he has this existing client, but he doesn't know more needs and problems that they have, and the same process. So he can triple his money. He's gonna make more money with the new people plus the people that is sitting in the gold mine. This the guy. He's so lucky to meet
Simple
you.
as that.
Okay, so Matthew,
Yep.
yeah, tell him that I said that 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 he win the lottery when he meet you. Yeah, if he listen, if it's coachable, if it's coachable, he
Yeah.
better than play the lottery. What he found with you. So Matthew, all the people are listening to this podcast and they want to learn more about how to implement AI tools and how to do these cool things
Yeah.
that you guys know how to do. How can they find you and how the process work?
Yeah, yeah. So I hang out on LinkedIn all the time. That's the best place. If anybody wants to reach out to me, just go Matt Cretzman on LinkedIn, look me up, send me a direct message, and you can mention that you heard me on this podcast. And that's a good place for us to start a conversation. If you want to take advantage of the book, I'd say a good place to start. Go to the LinkedInadvantagebook.com, and you can get on the wait list for the book, or you can go to LinkedInPowerScore.com. Take the free assessment. It'll tell you where you're at and how you can do a little bit better. So that's good right there. But I'll leave off with this. Like, I hope people that have listened to this, like, you guys understand, I have a collaborative mindset. I think there's no reason for competition. I don't have a zero-sum mentality. If anything that I've said resonates with you personally, I would love to help. But if any business owners or people in your network come to mind, I would love to have a conversation with them. And I'm happy to share the profits with some people that do refer me to those businesses. There's more than enough to go around. The reality is, there's too much right now. Like there's too much opportunity out there, and I just want to help as many businesses as I can, and I can't do it alone. So that's all I'll say.
With that note, Matthew, thank you so much. This has been very powerful. I knew from the beginning that we're going to have a blast in this interview. Thank you so much. I think you're brilliant. You are so clever. You are spectacular.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to meet you. And for all our listeners, see you in our next episode of Unstoppable, how brave entrepreneurs like Matthew break that wall and achieve the first million. Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.